we're born with these. We know what these are. It's a stimulus change that can increase the future frequency of behavior without prior pairing with any other form of reinforcement. There's no learning or prior history required to be reinforcing. Evokes behaviors that result in the survival of the species, right? Food, water, air, reproductive behavior, sleep. Products of, I'm so bad with pronouncing these, phylogeny, Phyllogeny. We're going to also talk about the other one as well. Phylogeny meaning all of members of a species generally share the same unconditioned reinforcers. This requires a state of deprivation to be a reinforcer, right? Are you deprived from water? Are you deprived from sleep, sexual activity, food? So there's a motivating operation there. Example, we are born needing food and water, so we want them when we are deprived of them, naturally. Let's move on to conditioned reinforcers. Conditioned reinforcers are neutral stimuli that become a reinforcer through learning, right? I like to think of these as like token boards and money. Neutral stimuli that have been paired with one or more unconditioned or conditioned reinforcers, and as a result, begin to function as reinforcers. A stimulus or an event that is presented with or immediately before a previously established reinforcer and gains the ability to act as a reinforcer on its own, right? It's been paired, now it's acting as a reinforcer on its own. Think stimulus to stimulus pairing, think learning history is required. You can't just do this one day and expect somebody to be reinforced with it. You have to pair it and teach it. The ability of a conditioned reinforcer to change behavior has to do with an individual's history with that stimulus. This is a product of ontogeny, Ontogeny. I just know I'm pronouncing these names wrong. Well, maybe, but I just wanted to spell them so that you guys know what I'm talking about. Ontogeny or ontogeny. Yeah. For example, for a client to enjoy their ABA therapy, it is often suggested that the RBT pair themselves with primary reinforcers like yummy snacks. By being associated with the snacks, the RBT becomes a conditioned reinforcer, right? I don't always recommend snacks being, this is just me adding my opinions in here and there, but I just don't always recommend edible reinforcers as reinforcers because we should always have access to food. But it's a good way at first to like pair yourself with the client by like maybe being silly with like gummy worms, for example, like, whoa, here comes the worm, like, you know, whatever. Just be cautious. Don't confuse the pairing process of establishing conditioned reinforcers with respondent conditioning, right? It's not the same thing. Yes, both involve pairing, but the outcome is different. With conditioned reinforcers, a neutral stimulus becomes a reinforcer. And with respondent conditioning, a neutral stimulus becomes an eliciting antecedent stimulus, okay? So they are different things. Don't get them mixed up. If you need to touch on them again, definitely do so. Generalized conditioned reinforcers, also known as GCRs, are a reinforcer that has been paired with other reinforcers and can be used in a variety of contexts, right? Like social praise, attention, different places, behaviors, people. It's a type of conditioned reinforcer that has been paired with an unlimited number of unconditioned and conditioned reinforcers. It doesn't depend on an MO for its effectiveness. So, generalized, that is likely to be reinforcing at any time to anyone. This makes it valuable and useful. People don't typically get satiated with their GCRs, their generalized conditioned reinforcers. So this is money, tokens, social praise. They're reinforcers for everyone and at any time because of their pairing with almost any reinforcer, okay? Yeah. A token board isn't considered a GCR unless it's used as an economy system in which tokens act like money and can be exchanged like money. Okay. And that's pretty much all I've got for this. I would say, remember generalized reinforcers as the money, tokens, social praise, and maybe remember conditioned reinforcers, because I think we also said the same for that, as like attention and social praise and right, you just got to remember conditioned reinforcers are the stimulus to stimulus pairing and learning history being required. Just remember that it's a neutral stimulus that becomes a reinforcer through learning, right? So it might not have been something super reinforcing at first, but it becomes a reinforcer. And then let's go ahead and move on to B8.